Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Championship Series Challenger Europe, as we are in Cup number 1, the Open Cup to be exact, to find out which of our 4 players are going to be advancing on to the playoffs here for WCS Challenger Europe. There's a lot of money on the line overall, as well as WCS points, and then down the line, there's the potential to qualify for even grander things. But it's $10,000 across the whole.
And it's all about money, isn't it, Carlos?
Money, money, of course. It's the only reason I'm here. No, actually, I don't even get paid extra for this. It's going to be Ascension to Aya for our next game between.
Keep the points.
Okay, give it the money.
Actually, no, the points mean money. Give them to me.
All right, let's jump into our first game. Oh, we're off the rails. As we do have spawning down at the bottom right-hand corner. It's going to be Cass in the blue for Cascade. And up to the top left-hand corner in Team Thermy, of course, it's Liquid Thermy. It's Uthermal for Team Liquid in the red. Always a treat to get to watch Uthermal.
I really like the way WCS is shaping up this year. We've got Neeb already qualified for the Global Finals thanks to his win in Austin, currently ranked 1 in the circuit standings. And then, actually, I was very happily surprised during Austin because Latin America, man.
Oh, they showed up.
2 players from Mexico did really well. Kelazur from Brazil did very well as well. So we've got Major currently in 4th place, Cham in 7th place, and Kelazur in 8th place.
What, 3 of them are in the top 8?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And Neeb is 1st.
Wow. It feels
Europe sucks. No.
It feels like deserved though, right? Because Neeb obviously came 2nd at DreamHack Austin last year. This time in WCS Austin, he was able to take that 1st place, kind of getting the retribution. And then, as you say, Major, Cham, and Kelazur showing up as
special,
they did.
Actually. On Liquipedia, it's not corrected yet.
That's
but
true. Special.
Yeah. Let's get this out of the way.
He showed up.
We now refer to him as special. Probe as well had a good showing. Currently 11th. Can you imagine an Australian at the Global Finals?
Yeah.
Maynard and Pig would drop a couple tears.
They would.
Before screaming Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. Oh, Pig would go oink, 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 regardless of what you want to say. But for now, we're going to have Reapers on the way. 2 Reapers queued up here for Cass. And up to the top, we're going to have 2 Reapers queued up for Mr. Uthermal. Very, very exact builds coming out from both of them.
Yeah, just a mirror so far. And Uthermal, I would say, probably the favorite in this matchup. He's doing better on ladder, isn't he?
Uthermal? Oh, yeah,
he's always doing really well on ladder. Cass, when I checked, he was ranked 27, which sure is very good.
Yeah, Uthermal's got at least 11,000 MMR, right? No? No? That's not how it works?
No. I think if you had that number, like, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Uthermal is on 6,656.
Ah, I was close.
Actually, wait. It's what? It's only 120 difference?
Between these 2?
Yeah, not that much.
Uthermal leading, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Not bad at all.
He's become the hope for Terrans in Europe. With a few more rising up through.
By the way, I don't know what's happened to Soul since making it to stage 2, but he lost a lot.
Oh, yeah?
He lost quite a bit of MMR. He was in top 8. I think he was even like... Well, actually, I don't know exactly, but... currently, he's already fell off a little bit. He's in 17th place. So he peaked at the right time, but wait a second here. Reapers and Hellion's going to engage into one another, and it looks like Cass might come out on top.
I can't believe he got out of there with 2 of the 3. No, 1 of the 3. Never mind. He almost got out with quite a lot of that, but he was stunted. So nicely done there by Cass. Good trap laid. But the expansion has been planted down on location for Uthermal just a smidge quicker. Not the hugest of deals. But now it means...
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Means that Cass here is going to be output some aggression. Gets the SCV? No, he does not. Maybe scared of an auto turret coming down there. The Destroyer of Worlds. Not only Cass, but also an auto turret.
I forgot that was his nickname.
That was true, yeah. Who gave him that nickname? What a rubbish nickname.
Was it like maybe Rotty or maybe Fury?
Was it Rotty? What a rubbish... Sorry, Roddy, I'm calling you out. I don't know. I always heard it and I was like, what?
Why? It's pretty badass, no?
I mean, kinda, but was he really ever the Destroyer of Worlds? Really?
Well, yeah, if Roddy said he was.
Oh, okay. All right. I've been rumbled. All right, well, 3 Cyclones now. Out and about here for you, Thermal, locking this place down.
Before he gives you a nickname, you have to...
True.
You have to live by it, you know. He nicknamed me Lotod and he usually struck.
Lotod, yeah, that's true. It's funny, you know how in Heroes...
Did he give you a nickname?
Me?
Yeah.
No, he probably calls me Ginger Boy.
The Twitter DM Whisperer.
No, that's not true at all. Don't be silly. No.
What story were you going to tell?
No, I'm not. I've given up now. Not going to tell anything.
2 tanks already out here for Cass with a 3rd one on the way. And I don't see this doing much here by Uthermal.
Let's see.
Bit surprised he even went for it.
Yeah, that was a bit ambitious. The Siege Tank Thrower was going to be able to push that back. Unless the Raven had a ton of energy to throw down some cool auto turrets.
Whoa, okay. Uthermal not actually getting barracks before getting the 3rd CC. Whereas Cass skipped on the 3rd CC so far and went for additional barracks. So he's going to have way more army earlier than Uthermal and maybe put on some aggression with it. Especially because tank count-wise, it's 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
Things could get scary very quickly, especially on a map like this where like you can drop from pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, Uthermal cutting these corners. He has to be careful about if he gets scouted out. If a scan went down in the main base and actually saw a lot of that, it could be a good trigger, but... I mean, he really has no tanks.
Look at how well defended Cass is. Units in the natural, and at the bottom he's got the Vikings plus the Raven.
Oh, down
you know what would be
corner.
the sickest thing?
Yeah.
If a couple medivacs boosted on top of his factory, where he has nothing.
Where is it? Oh, you mean here?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good job Uthermal has no units. So he's okay.
Yeah, which is actually quite worrisome here for Cass. He invested a lot into those extra production facilities, skipped on his 3rd base, so he's going to have to be the aggressive one eventually. A lot of these attacks can, you know, make or break your game, so he's going to have to do this right and maybe try and catch Uthermal off guard, who's keeping up very nicely on the army supply, even though he went for that 3rd command center very quickly, and he's now adding on double eBay too.
I guess by ground it takes off quite a while to get to your opponent's base from this map, but other than that...
Yeah, and also like to remove the double watchtower.
Yeah, true. Got
Like,
good vision here as Uthermal.
Yeah, Uthermal would see this coming and he would see the exact size of the army of Cass.
Alright, so 1 siege tank against the current 4 on the other side. But the thing is that Cass now has to make a move with this army soon. If he doesn't, then he is going to be significantly falling behind. 2 medevacs are out now. Army supply 65 to 50, but the thing is that by the time he actually gets over the other side of the map, that 15 army supply will be slightly evened up, not necessarily in tanks, but...
I mean, the tanks are still super important here, right? Like, it's 5-2 right now. If Cass can just go forward a little bit at a time. Even if your opponent has 2 tank siege, you know, like if you go in range of those siege tanks and then you siege your own, even if your Marines are getting shot at, eventually you're going to take over that position. And I think that's what Cass is counting on, knowing that Uthermal is most likely going to be on a 3rd base.
Good clearing out there from that Cyclone for Cass as he's going over the other side of the map undetected. That being said, Uthermal could read into the fact that that was cleaned up. He's going to send out some of the units to the middle of the map here, try and get these watchtowers. But as he's going to get this watchtower again, this army is going to be moved completely out of range of the vision. This is sneaky by Cass. He could storm this. Not actual storm, but you know.
If he gets on top of these tanks and kills them, he's going to scan. Let's see.
Does he go? Oh. He has air control as well.
Wow, and those tanks are going to fall super fast. Cass is going to siege behind this. He gets rid of a lot of those tanks here. Off Uthermal behind this. The tank out is going to be 2 for Uthermal. Still 7 for Cass, who's going forward with a massive force.
Marines coming from either side here to try and gun down some of these siege tanks. Gets onto another one. And actually, the size of this concave might be able to equalize things out here as Uthermal will hold thanks to the Cyclones and push Cass back. Considering the size of his army, the scramble of the defense went perfectly here for Uthermal. Aside from
this was only a decoy. Here was the real plan.
No.
Those 2 Marines.
I got 4 SCVs.
I'm surprised that Uthermal held that. I guess, like, you know, he really did catch up on supply nicely enough for him to clean up.
How well does this follow-up attack do from Cass? 'Cause it's 60 army supply against 32, and there's not too much on the side here for Uthermal.
I'm surprised, by the way, that Cass went for a 3rd CC. I thought it's so late that he might have just flown his main orbital to a 3rd base.
It will make sense. He's going to be sneaky with this one. going right into the main base. If he could get on top of the production facilities where the Marines are, that could be fantastic. And he will go for it. The SCVs coming off the line, stimming up there on the right-hand side as well, with those Marines trying to focus down that siege tank, but it's going to take a lot of losses there.
Wow.
SCVs go down as well. Cass finds an opening.
And he's going to be on top of the production here, taking out these add-ons very quickly to prevent more production here from his opponents. Uthermal's going to have to send everything towards the main base, but that means that the third base is going to be exposed, and Cass is about to hit that location as well.
Yeah, army coming through the middle of the map here. He's just trying to gun down as many of these Marines as possible. That siege tank at the back has done quite a lot. Scan goes down in the third base. Here comes the army. Cyclone, as well as Marines and siege tank here, pushing back those SCVs, denying the mineral income, as well as potentially gunning a lot of them down. And that has been a well-orchestrated, multiple attacks coming out from Cass. Very, very well done.
Yes, Cass with minimal upgrades here. We've got 2-2 on the way for Uthermal, but he's taken so much damage here prior to this, finally completing that third base. Still going to be on the threat here. He's trying to finally clean up those Marines.
He has one medevac for every Marine on the ground there at the moment, and they are keeping them supported well. Here come more Marines, going to be stimming in there. Want to get on top of that siege tank. It does siege up just at the wrong time there. And that is extra firepower going down for Uthermal, whilst extra is reinforcing here from Cass. Jeez, what a win to start things off here for Cass. I mean, counting my chickens maybe a little early, but overall, Cass has just looked phenomenal in this game.
Yeah, at first the big attack was held, but behind this, he still had enough. Maybe Uthermal made way too many SCVs, like, I don't know, underestimated this a little bit. Not having any turrets or sensor tower obviously going to play a big part in not being able to defend against that one big drop that finally hit him behind this. 2-2 now completes, but with most of his army gone here. Uthermal still in a world of trouble. Cass now on 3 bases. He can very easily fly his main orbital to another one.
Yeah, it feels like the crucial linchpin, really. The way in which he actually got that second attack to be successful. If he'd have gone on the front, probably wouldn't have worked at all, and Uthermal could have kind of stabilized and then pushed on from there. But Cass finds a way, and now just dropping scans here and there, knowing his opponent is constricted on these 2 bases. Basically 1 base.
Yeah, he doesn't need to go.
No. Just keep him here.
Look at his depot. It's a bait. That one tank on the high grounds.
No! And it's been spotted.
He's going to siege from afar? Oh, he wanted to siege in vision, but siege a little bit too close.
Bring some Marines forward so you get some extra damage on it. At least he gets it.
Yeah.
So now we can get the supply depot. Yes, Todd. It was all the master plan.
The supply?
The supply depot.
He might steam in there. Okay, no.
No.
There is no rush, to be honest. Cass doesn't have to go in, but I think he might feel comfortable enough here to try and go for the finish. It could be a mistake, though. There's still quite a bit from Uthermal.
Yeah.
A lot of those Marines are stuck on that ramp, though. Cass with 2-2 on the way, set up on 3 bases. Wouldn't be surprised again if he flew that main orbital to a new base. Here's the problem for Uthermal. If he goes with everything down his natural towards the third base, then there is the threat of a big drop hitting his main base. In which case he still dies. And I think Cass is abusing that. Yeah, look, he's gonna load up. He doesn't even need to go for it. Like, he knows that there are no Vikings anyway to worry about. He can just kind of wait there.
If Uthermal's paying attention, oh, he's gonna stem up and go right now. And actually, it could do a very, very good job here about the cleanup because there's just not enough units out of those medevacs.
Yeah, that was a mistake here.
Oof.
Cass should not have gone for that. Sensor tower on the side of the map.
Not gonna get much done here with the Liberators, really.
Even in TvT, huh?
And one will escape for the moment. Ascension to Aya. You can see this little symbol spinning around. It's probably where they ascend to Aya.
No!
Marine.
If that Marine was Rotterdam, he would have jumped the cliff and shot a few times before dying to try and take out the Liberator.
That would have been cinematic. That would have that's for sure. Well, Uthermal stims up. Medevac. Oh
my God.
No! Get away! Well, that was as good as it was going to get for Uthermal. I still don't think he wins this fight straight
and Cass
up.
shouldn't be engaging here. He might be tilting a little bit.
Yeah, all he had to do is sit back with his siege tanks.
Look at the supply. Okay. Uthermal even did a little bit here.
Yeah.
And now he flew his orbital to another base.
He ravaged those medevacs. That was a great pickup from him. Cass got a little bit lazy about his control, not microing them away, assuming that the Marines wouldn't chase through the middle. They'd been tagged.
I'm a bit surprised that Uthermal's not threatening any drop.
Yeah. That's a double drop going down towards the bottom. Liberator's going to reposition into a missile turret. Bye-bye, Liberator. Bye-bye. What is going on? Why was the
Geothermal is really good, by the way, at moving his orbital commands to new bases. Like the one in the main and natural now have been transferred onto fresh mineral patches. Fresh and juicy.
Fresh mineral patches. Perfect.
Sounds refreshing.
It does sound refreshing. God, I wish we had some refreshing water right now.
And iced tea would do.
Don't worry, guys. It's not 28 degrees. In fact, it's probably hotter in this room. Never mind Cologne. How did it change in temperature as this battle goes on? I'm not commentating the battle. I'm just telling you about how hot it is.
What a sick game. Because Geothermal is behind on the army supply, but he's got 3-3 on the way. 2 upgrades ahead is a massive big deal in TvT. Obviously, the tank count always going to be important. And on that, Cass is just so far ahead. He's on 8 tanks against 2. And he has 2 more about to come out, whereas Geothermal is not even making any more. So sure, Geothermal will have the mobility playing in his favor. And they're actually kind of on equal basis right now with 2 new fresh ones for both players. But Cass is still mining quite a bit from his natural base, which he can transfer to a new one. And he's got way more SCVs. So over time, this is just going to keep on getting better and better here for Cass. And I think Geothermal, to win this, he has to ignite some sort of base trade, or I mean, I guess if Cass keeps on throwing away units like this, it's also going to be nice for Geothermal. Yeah. But that tank counts cannot be denied anymore, Kailas.
Yeah, in theory, his Marines win out a base trade in that window where he would have 3-3, but it's going to be a small window now since 3-3 has started for Cass. So he's getting aggressive though, is Cass here, and I don't think from before with the 3-3 about to finish up for Geothermal, I don't think he needs to be that aggressive right now. It's an interesting little spot Cass is trying to carve himself out here between these bases.
Yeah, he's doing the same thing as earlier. He's posturing in that position here, making sure that he forces Geothermal to split into location. And I think Geothermal was trying to sandwich this location, but he's too slow. So he's going to be forced to counterattack with a huge chunk of his army on the right-hand side. That scan actually revealed here from Cass.
Yeah, just got to go. Just got to go. He has no other options at this point, as this army is going to do a lot of damage from Cass. I mean, due to the vicinity of the armies to the bases.
The big grinder across the map.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, that's it. SCVs get pulled off the line to just hold this so that the siege tanks can do their job. And meanwhile, on the other side of the map, everything's getting obliterated because Marines hurt things. This is actually a really good concave here from Geothermal, but the siege tank siege up, that's going to be GG. Cass takes game number 1. Nice. Nice.
Did you see the supply at the end? 40 to 128.
Yeah, that was some supply edge right there. Cass, 1 win away from a qualifying match. Because after this round, of course, you win 1 more, and then you have qualified for the WCS Challenger Europe playoffs.
And he would face, the winner of this match will face sort of for the qualifying match.
Which will probably be following on from this, correct?
Mechanics Bergman.
That's right.
I think, yeah, we will do that match.
That would be good. That would be good. Odyssey is going to be our next map. And then I think if we need map number 3, it'll be Blood Boil. So there you go. Do you know what Blood Boil reminds me of? You won't get this at all. It reminds me of a boss in World of Warcraft in the Black Temple. There you go. Gutrog Blood Boil.
Because of the name?
Yes.
Oh, I thought because of the snow and...
No. No, actually just the name. That's all really. And then every time I hear the name, I keep thinking of his mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what Blood Boil reminds me of? My youth, when it was snowing where I live.
Okay. What, you were so angry at the snow, then no. Okay. It's qualifying match best of 5 or best of 3, best of 3. Okay, are these guys good to go? Cass said 1 minute. That's fine. Do you like the songs? No.
What is going on with you?
I was mimicking me playing a violin when I was about 6 years old. Although that wasn't even a violin in the song. I don't know if people can even hear that out there. They probably can. Maris is nodding his head. I like having fun on these broadcasts, all right?
DNS is already in quarterfinals, so in qualifying match as well. He will face... Oh, we can take a look at the bracket, maybe?
Let's do that.
Since we got a little bit of time.
Yes.
Let's see it. Oh, yes, I see it now. The taskbar is hidden with the ticker.
It's perfect, right?
So sick.
I see it so clearly.
Yeah, so DNS already in that qualifying round here where he will face Arstem or Memba. Look at these guys.
Come on, boys.
So slow.
Come on, boys.
Lambo will face somebody, and then Arthur or Elaser. Well, that's actually, no, that's Arthur, no, not Arthur.
When you're done with that, we're ready to start.
And then Hades, Zenster, Ziggy, and Blue Cheese still in it.
Blue cheese.
Anything with cheese in it just works for me.
Yeah. Are you a fan of cheese? I think you don't eat much cheese.
More than you think.
Yeah. Well,
I skip it sometimes, but other times you just can't skip cheese.
No, indeed.
You ever been to Vapiano?
Yes.
You know, the Italian place where like you order pasta or like a risotto, and they're like, would you like Parmesan cheese on top of this? And you know, they put it on the thing where they do this and like it pours. I'm like, I don't really want it, but I think I have to because it's too good. And it is pretty good.
You're right. Parmesan is very good. All right, let's get into it. Game number 2, Odyssey. Up to the top left-hand corner, we do have Cass. And we're currently looking at your screen, Todd.
We are?
We have Cass in the top left-hand corner, and then we have Euthermal down in the bottom right-hand corner. There we go.
I edited the score as well. We don't realize.
You did do the score. Why?
Professional.
All right. Okay.
Professional.
That is impressive.
Euthermal, by the way, getting cheeky here, going back to the roots, going to be proxying some barracks. On this map, you've got a little skating ramp here.
Skating ramp, yeah.
That you can go up.
The whoosh whoosh, yeah.
You ever went to a skate park?
Never in my life.
Really?
Well, I mean, I've been, but I've never skated in a skate park.
You didn't do any of these like rollerblades or skates?
Never in my life. One time I went ice skating and I cut my hand open. You're looking at me like
how?
I don't know. So I fell over when I was really young, right? And then I got back up after I assume scraping my hand against the blade because I was young. And then I was skating around, unbeknownst to me, somebody taps me on the shoulders like, "There's a trail of blood following you." And I look down at my hand and it's gushing blood. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And it only started hurting when I saw it.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how it goes usually.
Yeah, that's my story about doing anything involving.
I want to make fun of you, but a couple of days ago I was washing dishes and I stabbed myself in the hand with a fork. And I bled a little bit too, so I can't do that.
How did you stab yourself?
Because like I was trying to wash the inside, you know?
Yeah.
And like with a sponge, I was squeezing it super hard, and I don't know, like I did it the wrong way, and then like bam, it went into my hands. Which my hands were already wrecked because I've been doing jiu-jitsu, so like now they were even more wrecked. I was like, God. It's only downhill from there.
Do you have the mark?
I think it's almost healed.
Oh yeah, I see. That's brilliant. Well, the Reapers have realized what's going on. They actually saw this command center, these 2 barracks down towards the bottom, so they're just preparing with a few SCVs here as Cass. Cass is really on point. Snap of a finger. But the Reapers have come in from the other side. It's a trap.
Yeah, the factory not ready just yet. That's huge here. Euthermal gonna be getting that one Reaper of Cass, and now there is no units nearby. Even if that one Marine comes out, it's gonna die very quickly. Looks like Euthermal might be taking it a quick game number 2 here if he can keep on applying that pressure and takes out those units coming out of the barracks and factory here in a second.
Great little attack path. Gonna get himself that Marine. Oh, very close to death. But there's been no mining during all of this. Hellion does come out, but even the Hellion is not exactly easy to keep alive during all of this, especially with the lack of SCVs and the fact that he's just gonna have to try and repair this.
Euthermal is just the best at KDA charge as well. Like he's always gonna have perfect use of those, even with the new ones. And so far, pretty flawless here. Cass barely mining anymore.
Yeah, and that's the remainder of these SCVs. He's going to have a hard time. He does get one surrounded, but the Alien goes down. That will be GG. An elaborate ruse. Ooh, of game number 2. An elaborate ruse as he comes in from the different side. I liked it. 1-1.
Wow, getting carried away here.
Whatever.
That was pretty clean. From Euthermal, good choice here against a cast that just didn't see it coming enough, I guess, or like didn't react properly, and it's gonna fall hard. After a flawless game number 1, it's always so annoying to lose in this fashion in game number 2. But that's why there is game number 3.
That's how the cookie crumbles, Todd. That's how the Parmesan...
You're going for all the classics?
I was going to say that's how the Parmesan
I saw the Parmesan rains over my pasta before I eat them.
Yeah. I haven't been to Vapiano's in a long time.
Do you get like homesick about food?
Homesick about food.
Like you know, like you crave, like, you know, the full English with beans, tomatoes, sausage in the morning.
Like a Sunday roast. I get homesick about like Yorkshire puddings and things like that.
What the hell is a Sunday roast?
Like roast vegetables, most of which I don't eat. Then some chicken or turkey, and then gravy and Yorkshire puddings, which you have Googled before. We've had a Yorkshire puddings talk once. And then ham sandwiches from a cafe that we own, because they're really good. And here they don't do the right ham. That was very specific.
They don't do the right sandwiches either.
No, they don't. You're right.
The bakeries in Germany, they're very different than in France. Let's just say that.
They think they're great, though. That's the problem. They think they're great here, but they're not.
It's because...
Sorry, Germany.
It's different taste, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. I can't...
Let's just leave it at that so TLO doesn't go on an all-out war on Twitter.
I was going to say, I'm about to get a tweet saying, an English person talking about good food. I'm like, whatever, all right? I have my likes, you have your likes. Except Germany bakeries are rubbish. Ish. 50-50.
He had an argument about this, saying that French bread was better when it's like the white bread, but the brown bread, you know, like the cereal bread is better in Germany. Which I think is possible. I do think our cereal bread is pretty good too. I don't know.
Take that, Germany.
It's all about the baguettes anyway. Who cares about cereal bread?
Yeah. When I'm in France, I'm absolutely going to get a baguette, even for breakfast. That's just a normal thing in France, no?
Yeah.
With your beret and your mustache. Yeah.
Cup of wine. Oysters.
At 8 a.m. Just walking down the road.
Snails mixed in with frog legs.
Perfect, yeah. What a delightful dinner. What a delightful breakfast.
Yeah.
God.
You put the camembert, you know camembert? You put it in the coffee. Take a...
What the... I said I've gone off the rails. You've gone off the rails, my friend. Oh. All right, it's time. Up to the top left, we do have Cass for Cascade in the red. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, we do have Thermal in the blue. Bringing out those Reapers. It was great. The powerful punch was packed.
Maynard might have said he punched a hole right through his face.
Right through his face. Can't do it with an Australian accent. He's so angry, isn't he, Maynard? He's like... He's
actually a pretty happy guy. He just gets hyped up.
Yeah, and then in casts, he's like, I just want to viscerally live through all of these people and attack people. Right through his face.
I wonder if Maynard is actually like a sport enthusiast, like traditional sports. Imagine watching sports with him.
I could see him doing rugby, and then I could see him doing, even though he's from Australia, not New Zealand, the haka. You know, where they're going,
yeah.
Imagine Maynard doing that. Oh, do it. I don't know.
That's nothing.
That's so stupid.
I think he does a bit of boxing.
Yeah? Probably.
You tag him on the chin. That's nothing. He goes forward.
That's nothing. I'll punch you through the face.
Cass actually not opting to wall off there. He's like, you know what? No. You caught me. I don't care. I'll have my production facilities together this time around. And still not much scouting at all here early on from either player.
Nope, not keen.
Even though like obviously a Reaper goes across the map and does just that, like we saw last game, you know, if you don't know that there is a proxy, you can be in a world of trouble.
That is true. I mean, he did spot it relatively early, but still wasn't able to really do too much about it.
Sometimes I call it the deer in the headlights moment, where like you see something and you're like just kind of so shocked by it that you don't even react.
Right.
You just kind of stand there in the headlights doing nothing, and then well, that's when the car hits, which in this case was Reapers with KDA charge. So starports on similar timings here from both players, both of them currently on 2 gases, but Thermal is mining 2+2. Still 2+2 for a long time, so he might want to get an earlier command center than Cass with the extra minerals that he's going to get from that.
Yeah, just play this one out a little bit longer. Reaper's going to head up towards the top.
Whereas Cass might be going for either Raven or Cloak Banshee. Ravens are pretty good.
Yeah.
New auto turrets. Did you see the meme about the change?
I didn't see the meme about the change.
There's like a meme where like somebody, you know, is reading through the patch notes, and then he sees that the damage is now lower.
But
So, like, so it's like a happy face, and then the duration is longer, and it's like face palm.
So it's like equals out. Nice.
It's actually, I think the damage is like from 24 to 18.
Yeah.
So you're kind of happy, but then it's from 7 seconds points, I think like 13 or 14 to 10 seconds.
Right.
So basically, you still need to pull away your walkers if you're being harassed by this.
I mean, I like that they still have, like, it's. There's been moments, I guess, in StarCraft 2 history where we've seen like an overnerf to something and then they've just disappeared completely. But I still like the idea of Raven harass. You might not as a Protoss or whatever. But
I mean, against Protoss, it's not the scariest, right? Because like Protoss opens targets so much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But in the other matches.
And like we're so used to losing probes anyway that, you know, an extra turret doesn't really matter. Like we just look at it, we're like, oh yeah, like this is my base, right? Like, this is my life now.
Yeah, basically. This is an interesting little attack. 3 Hellions against 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Technically, if these are lined up perfectly here, Thermal good control there, saving one of the Hellions to start things off. Very cool little micro fight going on. The Reapers have to abandon ship and get on out of there. Oh, is he going to chase? They're using the combat drugs. Heal up. It's fine. Reaper's going to head in towards the main and try and do a little bit of damage, but the Cyclones react in time. Cass is playing really well, considering.
And he's got a Raven forward here across the map that could take out some SCVs. He's actually waiting. I think he might be waiting for 2 turrets. There's not actually that many SCVs here on that base, just 2. But if he gets both of them, that's going to be at least 1. That turret's going to get sniped as well.
Oh my god, look at it. This is why it's nerfed.
Oh, is it really a nerf though? Oh! Oh, he gets to the last second. Look at this Cyclone. He's going to take some damage, and he's going to get 1 more SCV here as well with this. Cass. Man. Oh. The old school, not quite done just yet.
No, indeed. Old school is not out of school. We're going all the way as these Reapers. Actually, I thought he was going to drop on top of them and maybe try and kill them off as some Hellions, but it wasn't going to work out. 4 Reapers were still on the other side for you. Thermal trying to get some workers. 3-1 at the moment.
I think Cass was like one of the first top players that I completely got crushed by a long time ago in a tournament when I started playing.
Yeah.
Like 2011, I think it was TSL qualifiers.
Ah.
I played him on, I think it was Shattered Temple.
Wow. That was a long time ago.
And if you take the first part of that first word from the map, then that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
He beat me pretty hard. I went Phoenixes and he destroyed me. And actually, he ended up qualifying for TSL and even going very far.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I remember the tournament itself. I remember the portrait of Cass.
I think he lost to Thorzane, if I remember. Yeah. Even though in a match that I think he was a favorite in.
Thorzane won that TSL, right?
Against 91 finals.
Yeah. I remember them playing chess in a little video promo.
I wasn't playing chess.
Were they playing checkers?
Well, I mean, it was just Naniwa throwing away the boards.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Pseudo playing chess, kayfabe chess. There you go. Or checkers, whatever. He said something to do with Terran when he said it, but it was in Swedish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Terran or something.
Yeah. God, our memories of like very old tournaments. That's crazy. It's funny how things stick in your mind that much.
Some say him acting upset when losing did not take that much practice. It's like this one time. You know, I recorded like an ads for Red Bull where I'm playing Bomber and I'm losing. And then they asked me to make a face as if I had just lost. And then they were like, oh, wow, like, that was really good. I was like, yeah.
I do this all the time.
I got you. I just like frowned my eyebrows.
Did that get released? I
it was
feel like I
posted.
saw it before.
Yeah, it's like there's an earthquake and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And then Day9 say something like, dude.
Oh. Nice. The history of
You know,
StarCraft.
originally it was supposed to be Mr. Bitter playing against
Oh, really? Well, that would have gone well, wouldn't it? That would have looked good. Mr. Bitter used to be Masters way back when, I think.
You too, right?
Yes, me too. How days have changed. Nowhere near now. I think I got placed in Diamond 3, but I got told that everyone gets placed in Diamond 3 as of late.
Your Masters in Heroes, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not GM?
We're close to GM in Team League, but that's a bit different.
Why not in solo? You don't play much solo?
No, I don't play much solo. I don't like it as much. Team League's super fun compared to solo. because we actually feel like we have control of the game.
Who is we?
Me and my boys.
Oh,
my posse.
I see.
Backing me up. Hey, I'm the warrior player, man. I get in there. Anyway.
Yeah, and my boys.
Me and my crew, my homies. Nothing gangster sounds good out of my mouth. Just to put that out there. There is a game going on currently, as you can see.
Okay, so Cass, he does have a third CC. I was looking for the third CC really bad, but it's in his natural.
Oh, up here.
It looks so weird.
Time
Even
to
like
fly.
actually making the barracks inside of that bucket expansion. Like, do
Yeah.
you know how long it will take for these guys to get across?
And break down the rocks or something.
Yeah, if you took down the ice, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
I don't like that this is named the ice, by the way. Like,
The ice.
yeah, sometimes it's the debris, sometimes it's the rock, sometimes it's the cooling tower. Like,
I'll still call it rocks. I'll call it rocks on every map. And if someone calls me out for saying, oh, actually, it's the cooling tower, and then snorts, then I'll just like reply to I'll just block them on Twitter. It'll be fine.
that was a sick impression.
That's what the StarCraft nerds sound like, no? Actually, that's what all nerds. That's what I sound like in my spare time. This is actually a put-on voice.
The snort as well.
Yeah. That probably sounded horrible on stream, so people are like, ugh.
Utomo's playing really scared.
Yeah, he is.
He's still,
Still on 2 base.
yeah, like
This
no
whole
sign
time.
of a third base, and he saw that Cass is on 3 bases. This is match point. I'm really surprised. Like, to me, Utomo was going to be the overwhelming favorite going to this match, but Cass,
It's proved us wrong.
he's delivering so far. Look at the supply.
Look
Going
at
ahead.
it.
Mass turrets going down in the main.
Yeah. Funny thing is that ice still isn't broken for either player, and to get onto their third base and start reinforcing from certain locations could be very useful. Cass is now opening up avenues where he can try and exploit his opponent, or at least
Man.
keep out of his vision.
Even an entire army, it takes forever to kill this.
Yeah. Get the ice. Doesn't look like it on the other side for Cass.
This is so weird. Look at Utomo's right-hand side barracks. Those
Oh,
Marines
what
are not
the-
even rallied anywhere.
Yeah. No rally. That's very strange. I
And
mean,
he's staying on 1-1. I think Utomo, my age, is just going to go for an attack.
he must. Well, actually, how many barracks has he been on this whole time?
Oh, and the moment he moves out, he might get attacked here at the bottom.
Yeah, 5 barracks across 2 bases, like, with no third command center. It's got to be an attack. Absolutely. And
But remember what Cass did very well earlier. That was getting a sensor towers and making sure he saw what was coming his way. If he was to do that there, he would have some great control.
yeah, but he might not see all of this moving.
It's the tank count is equal here right now between both players.
How's the air looking? Do we have any 2 Vikings each? 6?
Yeah.
5?
But 20 more walkers for Cass. If he actually pulled some SCVs here into the fight, that would be great for him too.
This is not a great start for the fight here for Uthermal, but he's actually going to be swinging around on the right-hand side here with a lot of those Marines. And because all of the army was down towards the bottom, he knew he was able to take this very aggressively and smash it through the siege tank numbers.
Yeah, Cass might have to evacuate that base here. I don't think he wants to. He's going to try to come in from behind with new forces, but he's losing a ton of units in that
Yeah.
location, including 1 tank here. That's going to be picked off.
very-
Utomo might be able to make this work.
Yeah, the Marines at the front doing good. It's very important, though, that he protects his siege tanks at the back. With these Marines coming in, he needs to be able to have the Marines to be able to support them and buffer for these. And he's going to have to retreat out back himself. He abandoned his tanks.
Utomo killed 18 SCVs, but Cass is still ahead in walkers with that third base setup. So sure, Utomo can fly his orbital here to a new base, but so could Cass to another one.
Here come reinforcements. You got to get out of here. You can't stay here.
You can't pick up tanks anymore when they're siege, so
Yeah.
there's going to be tanks left behind, and a huge loss here for Utomo. Cass,
That might be the nail in the coffin if he's not careful here. As I say, Cass is in an amazing spot now, and starts his +3 weapons as he feels that comfortable going up against what he's seen so far from his opponent. Uthermal has now flown his command center to the third base, but for Uthermal, this army is very important. It has to do some damage. Scans and can't. Find a
I don't
way,
know, like,
Uthermal.
yeah, he might realize that he's a little bit ahead on the tank count. Medivac-wise, though, is doing really bad. He's only got these 2 to heal that entire army. It's going to be tough.
All right, still moving about here. Thermal trying to find a way in. The thing is that if he tries to pick up anywhere, there are good missile turrets positioned here for Cass to intercept.
Cass is 2-2 Marines against 1-1.
With +3 on the way.
Yeah.
The longer this goes on, it's bad for Thermal.
He's got +1 attack as well for the tanks.
He could gun down some of those siege tanks, and he's gonna just move on in on the right-hand side. That's a perfect move from Cass. He puts the nail in the coffin of Thermal, and he advances on to play against sort of. What a great little play.
Cass is still alive and kicking, man.
Yeah.
One match away here from qualifying for stage 2 of Challenger.
That's
quite
true.
sick to see him play so well. Again, I really thought that Thermal was going to be the overwhelming favorite. Like, they're not that much MMR apart, but when you think of top European Terran, you think of Thermal immediately. And Cass reminding us that it's not about those new guys. Not all about those new guys.
No, indeed. Really good showing there from Cass. So now that moves us on to our qualifying match, which will be coming up after this short break. So we're going to have Cass going up against sort of to find out who moves on to the WCS Challenger Europe playoffs.